Hello, my name is Tim Marsh. Thank you for your interest in what we do. Now, we're always asked, why do even the best people take risks and make mistakes? And increasingly, science is explaining exactly why and what we can do about it. So recent advances in human error management are focused to a great extent on this book, Thinking Fast and Slow. It describes how the two aspects of our brain are, first, the emotive and or instinctive bit, the fast bit, if you like, and the second, the logical or the slow bit. Now, the slow bit is far more important than we used to think, but can often be easily and constructively nudged, as described in this book. A famous example to illustrate the interaction. In the Le Mans motor race of 1953, Juan Fangio came around a blind corner just after the worst disaster in motor racing history. More than 80 people were killed. He instinctively slowed and avoided the accident and explained afterwards, "Look, I'm a world champion driving a bright silver Mercedes at 200 miles an hour and no one was looking at me. So I knew that something important had happened." In work, we want to get this balance of intuition and logic as often as possible, of course. And though instinct, especially when coupled with experiences with Fangio, can be a powerful thing, we'll want to objectively and rationally check that. But this needs effort. But it's not always possible to be switched on, and we need to take breaks to recharge, just to pace ourselves, if you like. Because you, on a good day, might look something like this. You, on an average day, might look something like this. But you, on a bad day, might look something like this. In short, sometimes books like these apply a bit, and sometimes they apply a lot. Now, exercise and lifestyle, etc. really help with this, of course, but there are things that companies can do that really impact here, and few have yet to maximize the opportunities available. For example, a more everyday example of fast and slow. When someone is unfair with us, the bits of our brain that switch on ready for action are the bits that deal with conflict and disgust. But when people are fair with us, the bits that switch on are to do with cooperation and planning. So, first up, organizations need to be based on objective, just culture principles with knee-jerk blame minimized. We hate to be blamed, even if we are wrong, and unfair blame is the black death to trust, which is perhaps the bedrock of a strong culture. Now, it's said that culture eats strategy and tactics for breakfast, so you'll really want a fair and supportive one, not a toxic one. With a view to getting us to first base here, that is, not hurting people, it's really worth stressing that an objective learning culture is also a far safer one, as this book describes so well. More than that, you can't be world class without the active involvement of the experts, that is, those who do the work itself, so we'll need some empowerment too. Management are also key, of course, especially their level of soft skills. Now, negative feedback will be necessary from time to time, but needs to be given with skill and with praise, a far more frequent event to balance it out. Another key habit of a transformational leader is coaching, not telling, for empowering and energizing light bulb moments. And then there's the fact that all of these things are cyclical and reinforcing, as all managers are leading by example at all times, whether they want to be or not. So it's best if they are doing so well. Back to individuals though. Of course, we need to facilitate as well as encourage individuals to get to work fit and rested. But when they're here, do they know where they fit in the big picture for the energy that traction gives? Do they have a level of autonomy and flexibility that suits them? Do they have the chance to grow and develop and maximize their potential? Is the organization in the habit of asking, what does a good day look like? And what's key to that so that we can build in some leeway? Are they in the habit of asking, what do you need to do to get this job done efficiently and safely? Are people tempted to cut corners because we've delegated difficult decisions down the line? So you can have it quick, you can have it cheap, you can have it good quality. Pick any two. But get unlucky though, and we'll loop back to that blame discussion. Indeed, everything we do contributes to the levels of empowerment and energy of our colleagues, and this directly links to the amount of above-the-line behaviour we see. Now, this might be everything through basic grafting, through generating creative ideas, through teamwork, to stepping in and challenging, or just responding well to being challenged. A wise person once observed that very often compliance is itself discretionary. Individual excellence is as much, if not more, about the environment the person is in as the person themselves. That environment needs to be based on a holistic, coordinated team effort. Apples in reception just gives you something to nibble on whilst waiting to set off towards base 1. Thank you for listening.